Biblically Centered Kids.
Happy Friday, everybody. Today is July 5th, 2024, and I'm your host for today's episode, Mr. Johnny. And like I said before, happy Friday. Hope all of you are having a super awesome summer. Sure is flying by here. Yesterday was Independence Day here in America. Did any of you kiddos do anything special yesterday for Independence Day? Any grill outs or barbecues? Any fireworks? Any ice cold popsicles or parades? Our neighborhood does a July 4th parade, which is always something our kiddos look forward to. July 4th is also one of Miss Danika's favorite holidays. She made this amazing fruit pizza. Have you ever had fruit pizza? If not, it's amazing. And it's not what you think if you haven't had it before. It's basically a sugar cookie crust with kind of like a cream cheese pudding sauce, and then you put fresh fruit on top. And it's so sweet and tangy, and it's a perfect treat on Independence Day.
Yummy.
And coincidentally, in honor of America's Independence Day, July 5th, which is today, is actually National Hawaii Day. National Hawaii Day is observed every year on July 5th to celebrate becoming the 50th state of the United States. However, statehood was officially granted on August 21st, 1959, so it's not known why the holiday is held on July 5th. But Hawaii holds the distinction of being one of 4 states that were once independent nations, along with California, Texas, and Vermont. Have any of you ever been in one of the Hawaiian Islands? There are 4 Hawaiian Islands. Oahu, which is known as the Gathering Place. Maui, known as the Valley Island. Kauai, known as the Garden Island, and then there's the Big Island, which is the largest Hawaiian island. Miss Danika and I once took a trip to the island of Kauai, and it was a fantastic trip full of great views and delicious food. Shout out to Puka Dog. All right, now it's time to move on to our quiz for the week. Are you ready for another Quiz Day Friday? I'll be asking a series of multiple choice questions, some easy and maybe a few that might be more difficult, but all require us to listen. Are you ready to listen and answer?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have your thinking cap on? Because I'm getting mine on right now. All right, here we go. Question 1. As you know, we went all the way back, starting over with our virtues at Virtue A. So we've obviously been talking all about Virtue A this week. So what does the A in the virtue stand for? Is it A, acknowledge, B, adore, or C, abstain? Which one is it? Well, the answer is B, adore. And Virtue A says, we adore and revere the one true and living God and pursue holiness with our entire being. All right, question 2. We discussed Proverbs 9:10 this week. Do you remember hearing that verse earlier on? Proverbs 9:10 says that the blank of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. What word fills in that blank? Is it A, the fear of the Lord, B, the understanding of the Lord, or C, the enjoyment of the Lord? All right, which one is it? A, the fear of the Lord, B, the understanding of the Lord, or C, the enjoyment of the Lord? That's right, it's A. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. This means we have to have true reverence toward God. When we have this deep respect and reverence for God, that's when we are able to become wise. Question 3. In our Old Testament story this week, we talked about Moses and the burning bush. Signal the fire sound effects. Nice. Do you remember that story? It was pretty awesome how God was able to talk to Moses through a burning bush. But what was something else about the burning bush that was also amazing? Was it A, the fire was actually blue? B, the fire smelled like honey? Or C, the bush was on fire but never burned up? All right, which one was it? Certainly, if you've read this story or listened to Tuesday's episode, you know the answer. That's right, it's C. The bush was on fire but never burned up. The burning bush that didn't burn up shows God's power over nature. God can do things that we cannot even imagine. His power is so strong and mighty, and he can do amazing things to demonstrate his divine nature. Question 4. Also in our Old Testament story, Moses asked God who he is, and what was his reply? A, I am the one on the throne. B, I am who I am. Or C, I am who you want me to be. Was it A, I am the one on the throne? B, I am who I am. C, I am who you want me to be. That's right, the correct answer is B. God replied, I am who I am. God has always been and always will be. He is eternal, which means he never had a beginning and he will never have an end. God is bigger than time itself. Last question, question 5. Are you ready? All right, we're going to talk about a New Testament episode that came out yesterday. In that episode, we discussed John and a vision he had in the Bible where he saw all sorts of miraculous things that illustrate some great things about God and his character and why he is worthy to be adored and revered. Now, if you listen to yesterday's episode, this might be an easy question, but what book of the Bible was this story from? A, 1 John. B, 2 John. Or C, Revelation? All right, so story about John and a vision he had. Was it A, 1 John, B, 2 John, or C, Revelation? That's right, it was C, Revelation. The story shows us so many aspects about God. Understanding these aspects about God helps us adore and revere him even more. We can adore God by thanking him for his holiness and purity, and we can revere him by respecting his power and presence in our lives. And we can pursue holiness by being more like him each and every day. All right, well, that was it for today's quiz. Wasn't too painful, was it? I know school's not in session right now, but I thank you so much for participating in this quiz. You got to keep those minds sharp. And of course, I thank you personally for listening to this week's episode so far. But you got to be sure to listen each day to the Biblically Centered Kids podcast. Tune in tomorrow for a fun game day episode with Miss Danika, and then I'll be back to lead us on a Sunday draw along, and we're going to be doing Moses and the burning bush, so it's going to be a fun one. So I will see you back here on Sunday, but tune in tomorrow for Miss Danika's episode, all right? All right, until next time.